So I think we're in real trouble here as our defenses seem to be breaking down. And I want to show you guys what's going on. This is from the Wall Street Journal, and it says, drone targets U.S. consulate in Dubai as Iran escalates attacks. Okay. And this is in Dubai. And we just talked about before the one in Riyadh, and essentially the roof collapsed there and it was a fire. Here they were saying there's like a fire or something in the parking lot. A drone struck the parking lot of the U.S. consulate in Dubai. That's what it says here. However, when I'm looking at the video of this is from Sky News. I mean, is this just the parking lot? I don't know. Did it hit a couple cars? I'm just saying the fire looks pretty big. And then it says also it took 45 minutes to put the fire out. Again, this is coming from Fox News. I'm just showing you how big this is. This is another angle of it here. And again, this is the U.S. consulate in Dubai on fire by drone attack. And I'll let you guys be the judge if that's just the parking lot or not. It looks, I just say it looks big to me. It looks bad. And when I see this stuff, I'm just thinking our defenses are really breaking down. And we just talked about this yesterday to where there were talks how essentially Iran can fly over these, $20,000 drones. And then we use these Patriot things to like $4 million each. That like the number mismatches, the math just doesn't work out in our favor. I think you guys can figure that out. And then Trump's like talking about how we have unlimited munitions and ammo. I kind of doubt that. I don't think anyone has unlimited. And someone actually in our community even mentioned as well that the rate of, say, Tomahawk missiles that are being fired from the U.S. Navy, like we're going to run out. There's only so much that you have. And now that I see that our embassies are on fire, I think it's bad. And we closed down 3 embassies before. So that was just announced just like a few hours ago. Now it's 3 embassies. I'm sure there's going to be more. And they're telling Americans to get out. That's what I'm saying, guys. This is bad. And then you have the situation to where I think Trump could bankrupt us here and really rupture a lot of things. I mean, he's doing a lot of things that are bad, but I'll show you. This is from the White House. Effective immediately, security of maritime trade. Okay, what are we talking about? So from Trump, effective immediately, I have ordered the United States Development Finance Corporation. So now we're talking about money here, okay? To provide at a very reasonable price, political risk insurance and guarantees for the financial security of all maritime trade. So are we now the world's insurance company? Is that what we're going to do? And if that's the case, and if there's some sort of emergency here, and then we're on the hook for billions of dollars, I'm thinking this is how you would go bankrupt. But knowing Trump, we just wouldn't pay anyone anyway, so you can't trust it there. But that's what it sounds like to me. We're now the world's insurance company, like literally insurance. I've ordered the United States Development Finance Corporation, DFC, to provide at a very reasonable price, whatever that means, political risk insurance, okay, and guarantees for the financial security of all maritime trade, especially energy traveling through the Gulf. So I think we're talking about ships here, basically. This will be available to all shipping lines, okay, and we got more. If necessary, the United States Navy will begin escorting tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. So now we're the world's insurance company, and now apparently we're the world's police or escorts, however you want to say it, guarding Navy, using the Navy to guard the tankers, basically. You want to do this as soon as possible. No matter what, the United States will ensure the free flow of energy to the world. And already through my mind, I'm thinking forever war. That's what's going through my mind, because that's what the discussion has been lately. Is this going to be forever or not? The Trump's last post about having unlimited munitions and that they have plenty of munitions for forever. I mean, isn't it obvious? I mean, this is his words. I'm just showing you. The United States economic and military might is the greatest on earth. And I'm always thinking whatever Trump says, it's opposite. I mean, this is, and he mentions both military and economic, right? We're going to be the insurance and then the, I want to say police, escort, whatever. This is going to cost a lot, both in American lives and American tax dollars. This is not going to be cheap. It's not going to be easy. And I know they say it's going to be cheap and easy, but there's no way. More actions to come. Oh, great. More stuff. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's coming from Trump. And I want to show you this too. I guess data centers have been hit. Says banking payment services disrupted after Amazon UAE data centers hit in drone strikes. And you remember this, the Trump people and all those crypto bros, et cetera, they always say, oh man, Bitcoin and crypto's the future. And Trump's kids got like the American Bitcoin farm or whatever. What happens when your data centers go out, right? No crypto for you, everything's gone. And that's essentially what's going to happen in this whacked out world. But this is a lot of stuff that Trump is putting is in terrible situation here. And this is just, I'm just going to what it says. Like, Trump worries Iran's leaders may be just as bad after the war. Great. So they were telling us that we have to attack right now, right? And now we're saying, well, even if we replace whoever, it could be just as bad. So that's our plan here. Trump's comments are likely to spur concerns on the administration's endgame, with the conflict well into its fourth day. And this is just fourth day. God. And retaliation actions from Iran against Saudi Arabia, exacerbating fears of further escalation across the region. Quote, this is from Trump. I guess the worst case would be we do this and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? That could happen. You go through this and then in 5 years you realize you put somebody in who is no better. And I think this could get a lot worse. It cost, I mean, you could start to hit in the trillions of dollars, because if you look at the cost of your Iraq and Afghanistan, it's in the trillions of dollars kind of thing. And this is really, really damaging. I'm sure it's obvious. I'm just going through it. But sometimes the mega people, they I don't know, they live in some weird fantasy land. People write about this in the comments like, what the heck are these people thinking? Because in any normally functioning country, you would remove Trump from office immediately, right? You're basically just doing a legal war here. Isn't it obvious? And this is just, the whole thing's ridiculous. Like right now, we need to focus on getting our people out, ceasefire, remove Trump from office. It's a whole absolute mess. And then they're going to try to commit us with, again, we're the insurance company of the world, and I guess the guarding the oil tankers forever. Is that our plan? This is Fox News imagery that they're using, which is so weird. Countdown to impact, the lead up to Operation Epic Fury timeline. So Hegseth, Trump, and Rubio, they're all there, the whole gang. This is then Trump saying the most lethal military on earth. Got this weird, like they're using the Trump silhouette shadow. They've been using also weird imagery that looks like AT double hockey sticks, which I showed you guys before. Basically Trump like with a red tie and lots of red and black. It's whacked out, these people. And listen to Rubio. This sounds like panic to me. Listen.
Let me explain to you guys this in simple English, okay? Iran is run by lunatics, religious fanatic lunatics. They have an ambition to have nuclear weapons. They intend to develop those nuclear weapons behind a program of missiles and drones and terrorism that the world will not be able to touch them for fear of those things. And this is the weakest they've ever been. Now is the time to go after them. The president.
This is the weakest they've ever been. It's time to go after him. And it's just like the way he's talking, he's just like totally freaking out. It's obvious. This isn't putting any confidence in me whatsoever. And I'm just showing you what they're saying. And then you go, at home, this is going to be unpopular, of course. Your gas prices are going to go up. U.S. petrol prices surge as Trump's Iran war triggers inflation worries. Costs at the pump exceed level at the end of the Biden administration. And I want to hear from you guys. Just tell me on the ground. Have you already seen it? And it's I think the price of barrel at the moment, last time I checked, it was $85. This cost is going to go to $100. So you might see a, 20% increase, something of that nature. I don't know. I just, you tell me, guys. I'm not going to tell you how much your gas costs. You tell me. But chances are it is probably going up. I just want to hear how much. This is also, I just want to hear different points of view. This is what they're saying at the UK Embassy in Saudi Arabia. Have a listen.
Hello, my name is Stephen Hitchin. I'm the British ambassador in Riyadh, and this is a message for all British citizens who are either living in or visiting Saudi Arabia. The UK government's top priority during this conflict is your safety and security. The situation is extremely troubling, and it is changing on an hour-by-hour or even minute-by-minute basis. So it's very difficult for me to give you a definitive picture. But let me say a few things. Situation is serious, and we do not expect it to end in the coming days. There can never be any guarantees, but Saudi Arabia's air defense systems have proved very effective since the beginning of the conflict, and we have great confidence in the local authorities. I'd also like to stress that there is a lot of misleading information on social media about what is happening here, so do please try to get your news from reliable sources.
And I agree with everything he says. Just, yeah, reliable sources. I agree. So Trump would not be one of them. And I'll just be frank with you guys. When I see the way that, I think this is the ambassador in the UK, the way that he speaks. Again, this is insider from the UK. I think it's quite serious. And this is how normal people talk. They're just like, this could be a days kind of thing. And we're uncertain. That's just the kind of what I get from what he's saying. We're uncertain. And kind of what a lot of countries are saying is, if you're in the country and you want to get out, let us know, and we'll see what we can do. I mean, I don't think they can guarantee anything. I'm just being frank with you guys, but this is a better message than what we've seen from Huckabee. If you haven't seen my last video, Huckabee's just really disconnected, or Rubio, who's just freaking out. So, it's not the message I want to see, but at least I feel like when I watch this, it's like, okay, these people aren't absolutely bonkers or anything. It's just a horrible situation that Trump has put us in.
Problem is, or the challenge we are facing, is airspace closures. If a country closes their airport, for example, in some cases the airports have been hit. So the airport in Kuwait was hit. So if an airport's been attacked or the airspace is closed, then we can have the planes lined up to go, but we can't get them to land because we don't have the permissions to land there. So that's the challenge. But rest assured, we are confident that we are going to be able to assist every American. As I told you right now, we have about a little over 1,500, maybe closer to 1,600 Americans requesting assistance, and we know that we're going to be able to help them. It's going to take.
He's saying maybe 1,600 Americans requesting assistance in the Middle East. Another number I've heard, like in total, Americans in the Middle East could be like 300,000, something like in that range. It's hard to say.
Federal government to oversee efforts to try and help as many Americans as possible who are now stranded in the Mideast as this war has broken out. There's about, give or take, 300,000 American civilians spread across the region on any given day. So this is, we are told, a top tier priority for the secretary.
So that's a very, very small number that he's saying is requesting to be evacuated. So, at least they're trying to do something. I'm just being fair on this stuff, but if they had any sort of plan ahead of time, they would have been getting people out and put out the warnings, much earlier. Because remember, Trump's been moving military assets into the region, right? And then they'll say, "Oh, it happened all so fast," but like, you're the one who attacked. That's why the whole thing is ridiculous.
What reports are we getting from inside Iran? And could you try to sum up the mood of the people there who have been under bombardment for such a sustained period of time?
It's very difficult to know exactly what's going on inside Iran because of the internet outage, but some people manage to connect momentarily to tell the outside world about what's going on. From what I've heard today, Isfahan has been the center of the attacks, apparently, from what I'm hearing. Tehran has been calmer than yesterday, and it seems like the strikes weren't that much as yesterday. I've heard that children are really afraid of what's going on and that's how the situation is unfolding. But some people, some anti-establishment ones that I've been talking to, are cheerful about some of the strikes, especially the strike that happened on Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. And so far, Iran's Red Crescent Society has said that 787 people have been killed. They haven't made a distinction between civilians and the officials and military officials that have been killed during the strikes. And I've also heard from Tehran that the prices for some essentials have increased, and some of them are stocking up because they don't know how long the war is going to continue.
And I think that's probably the most realistic assessment of what's going on the ground, right? They don't know how long it's gonna last, so people are stocking up. Prices are going through the roof. People are rushing to get out, right? We've heard this reports for various countries are trying to get their people out. Children are scared. They do say some people are happy that Khamenei is gone, which I completely understand. But it's like you go from that though to we'll just say taking out part of the regime, because who knows what's going to happen after this, and then you go into this utter chaos. And then you have Trump, the bombs keep flying, and it's just the reality of the situation it's in. It's tough, and I never want to lose sight of what's happening to people on the ground. Just want to make that really clear. And then this is also, I think, a real concern. I'll just read it. It says, Qatar arrests 2 cells working for Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Right? Qatar security agencies have arrested 2 cells of operatives associated with Iran's Revolutionary Guards, the state-run Qatar news agency reports. These are the first known arrests of the kind in Qatar since Israel and the U.S. launched their bombing campaign. So I just bring this up because I think there could be all kinds of situations in multiple countries that could get really, really ugly. And I'll just leave it at that. I think you guys can kind of figure out, how bad this could get. It's there's no telling. And this is a deeply, deeply concerning on the instability that we're seeing in the world. So that's my thoughts on this. I'd like to hear yours, and I'll catch you on the next video.